right, guys, top of the morning. Happy 420. No pun intended. It is 420, but happy 420 to everybody on the screen today. I'm coming to you live and direct behind the Padres training or spring training field here in Peoria, Arizona. So check this out. Had friends over at the house last night, had mom over at the house last night, and then I had a flight this morning at 4:45 from Sacramento. So I had to be up at 1:30, drive to Sacramento, work on slides for today, work on slides for a presentation here in person, and then I come back first thing in the morning, and then I'm doing a presentation at the Modesto Association of Realtors. So I'm excited. I'm just excited. I'm grateful. We're nesting. We built our nursery. Everything is coming together. So you guys, coming to you live and coming to you well, coming to you on 3 hours of beautiful, beautiful sleep. But check this out. I feel good. I feel ready. I feel like I'm firing on all cylinders. And so I'd like to welcome our guest, Miss Emily Otto. Hi, that's a really cool name. I'm Elias. How'd you learn about our session?
So I'm actually under the great Jess Ross. So
Oh, get out of town.
she and I have been friends for a while, did leadership. And so, yeah, just casual conversation. And she convinced me this might be a good opportunity. So I'm coming from Remax for about 10 years, but I'm new and trying to get my bearings straight.
Well, my friend, we see no brokerage lines here. This is open to everybody. This is called Keep It Moving, where we believe in the power of the collective wisdom. Everyone has a voice. Everyone has a contribution. So, Emily, thank you for being here. Love your name, my friend. So since Jessica invited you to come to Keep It Moving, I think it would be appropriate to have Jess Ross bring us out on the field. And Jess, you know what that means. We're in the tunnel. We're getting ready to head out on the field on game day. Share with us your thoughts and your sentiment on this beautiful Monday morning. And if you guys missed it, Jess has 35 pending transactions right now as a solo agent. So Jess, do your thing, homegirl. Bring us out on the field. Let's roll.
All right, guys, what a beautiful day to get this week started off on the right foot. It's all about mindset, surrounding yourself with the right people. It is so important that we continue to put people in our corner and have people in our corner that are cheering us on, that are continuously putting us in a place that they won't let us settle for second best, that they believe in us, that we can be the best versions of ourselves. So this Monday morning, guys, let's get after it. This week is going to be incredible. Let's freaking go.
Boom. Beautiful. Beautiful. And just so you guys know, we're committed and we're saying it here that Jess will be one of our guests. She'll actually be the first guest for the first Wednesday in May, and she's going to tell us her story. So Jess, we'll communicate on the back end about that. But on an average, how many deals are you doing every year? How many deals did you do just last year, just for context?
I did 96 last year. 96 last year. And I did 60 the year before.
What, 60? Wow.
Yes,
okay.
correct.
So Tanisha, is that somebody that you want to hear from?
100%.
All right, cool, you guys. Well, let's get right into the conversation today. I want to talk a little bit about open houses, open house strategies. But something was brought to my attention the other day. I want to have more conversations with you guys. I want to have more thoughts and just more of like the in the moment, the gritty conversations, the in the pocket type of moments. So we're going to have a little bit of that today, you guys. And as we progress, like I literally want to get together with you guys. We'll go city to city, we'll go market to market, and I just want to have some coffee. And I feel like we should just get around the table and just talk shop. Just, hey, what did you say? What did work for you? What are we doing? I just want to have this open line of communication, similar to what we do here, but like just go a little bit further. I want to have coffee and conversations, and I want to make sure to bring us all together from different cities, have some fun, go to some cool, funky coffee shops, and just get caffeinated and have really good real estate conversations. And so I want to make sure to do that, just so we're really, really in the trenches about what's going on in the market, and we can truly, truly share with one another. But let's go right into this. I got some cool things prepared for you guys this morning because obviously I didn't sleep. And so when I don't sleep and I have to travel, then I want to make sure that I prepare some things for you guys and make sure that I am using our time effectively. So let's go right into this. But before we get started, Emily, what are you hoping to gain from our time together today, my friend? Let's go to you. No expectations, any expectations? Give me what you got, my friend.
Yeah, no. Well, obviously, this kind of just got thrown on me. I didn't know about your group until this morning, and Jess was like, "Hey, if you needs to get energized and here get pumped, and this is where you need to go." So that's really why I'm here. So I don't have a lot of expectations besides just getting the momentum and just getting at it. So
Cool. Well, I
being
appreciate you
around
being here.
top producers.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. So I'm going to share my screen really quick with you guys. Let's go here. And you saw a glimpse of this last week, but I'm actually just really building this and getting clear on what this looks like. And so I'm going to go here and I'm going to go for my current slide. TT, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay. So what I want to first off encourage you guys to do is I want you to become really good friends with our buddy Claude. Okay. I've talked about this. We're going to go further in this in the future. And obviously my hope is that you're at least dabbling to see how well it can perform for you. So if I would have created a 30-page slide deck, it would have taken me some time. I would have probably leaned to Roma, leaned to Judith, and I would have gotten some help and some support, and I would have put my spin on it. But I've been working tirelessly behind the scenes with Claude to help me get the best of my time. And so I want to share this with you, and it's really about what prevents us. And we've been talking a lot about lead follow-up, making sure that we're nurturing our leads, calling our leads, working our database, because we're really good at being enthusiastic. But once again, to quote Ogmendino, will you persist until you succeed? You see, why agents stay broke? The gap isn't the market, it's the follow through. And like I said last week, it's the follow up. Most agents make 1 to 2 touches and then disappear. And then they'll go back in their database because somebody says, let's get in the database. Let's come to the office. Let's open up our computers. Let's make phone calls. And then they'll start finding that those opportunities were given to another agent because that other agent was persistent. They confuse follow-up with being annoying, so they stop. I don't want to bother somebody. Well, don't you want your kids to have the best opportunities? And it's never bothering somebody if you truly feel that you have something of value to offer them. I don't care who it is, whether it was somebody that came in through Google, PPC, Zillow, a referral, a friend of a neighbor, friend from church. I don't care who it is. When you pick up that phone, I know in my heart of hearts, each of you have something of value to offer them. Whether it's market statistics, neighborhood statistics, economic update about who's growing or what's growing and who's building in the area. There's so many things. So oftentimes people get fearful following up because they don't want to be annoying. Well, check it out. There's probably someone out there that is going to persist until they succeed and they're willing to make those phone calls. You're not chasing people, you're serving them. Every touch is a value deposit. Deposits build trust, trust builds transactions, and 79% of leads never convert without follow-up. Your pipeline leaks where you stop. And I want to go into a couple more of these, you guys. And here's the real reason why agents do not succeed in our business and why a lot of people will not be in this business in a few years. Now, my hope is that everybody on the screen is going to be on the screen and doing bigger things in a couple years from now. That's my hope. But let's look at some of the statistics, you guys. The reason why agents don't make it in our business. 75% of agents quit within year 1. Why? Because they thought it was going to be a little bit easier, right? They figured that they would get their license and they could make some big commission checks. Well, that's true. That is true. You guys can make 20,000, 30,000. What a lot of people don't do is they don't build this as a true CEO. They're not building their structure because each of you, no matter what background you came from a structure. Our education was structured. Our careers were structured. And those are the things that we were used to. And then we get a license that allows us to help people with the largest transaction of their lives. And we don't create a structure around it. We don't know how we're going to spend our time every single day. And then we get lost and say, it didn't work for me. In most cases, the agents didn't work for this business. It happens a lot of the time. And so my hope is that you guys that are on this call are the exception. You guys are the exception to the data. 87% of agents are gone by year 5, and 71% of agents didn't close a single deal last year. And here's a couple other reasons. No financial runway. When we get into this game, we need to be very clear on what our financial runway looks like. We will operate out of urgency. We will not operate out of desperation. Desperation is a different feel. It's a different energy. No training and no coaching. Listen, if you guys are in this environment, you have coaching, you have training. If you're not in our environment, you're not in a part of our group, it's okay. There's tons of training out there. But at the end of the day, let's be real. You can overtrain. You could go to every seminar, every class, every MLS, every mastermind. You could have copious amounts of notes that you have taken for months and weeks, and you haven't done shit about it. You can overtrain and you can overload your mind with information. You have a 9-to-5 mindset. They treat it like a job. Real estate is a business. Money is made before 9 and 6. You're running a corporation here. And sometimes that means late nights. Sometimes it means you waking up hella early before the kids are up. It means that you're falling asleep reading over material facts. That's part of this gig. Wrong reasons / expectations. They saw the highlight reel, but they didn't see the grind. They saw somebody else showing off and showing out, but they didn't realize the grind that was needed. This business is gritty, right? People see the nice and glamorous stuff online. They see it on these shows. They don't show you the grit. They don't show you the dog that it takes in you in order for us to succeed in this business. Motivation fades, right? And listen, I am not here for motivation. If you want a little bit of my energy and hopefully it gives you some of yours, then wonderful. I'm here to inspire you to take action in your life, business, health, and relationships. That's my responsibility. And if you only get motivation from these sessions, then I'm doing something wrong. No plan. Agents that don't have no plan and they do not prospect for new business. This happens every single day in this business. Goals without a daily action plan are wishes. No call count equals no pipeline. This business is dependent and derivative of the amount of calls and activity that you make. Here's how you're paid. You are paid in direct correlation to the amount of action that you choose to take. Choose is the operative word there. So many agents know what to do, but they choose not to take the action. And no business owner identity. They think like employees, they need to operate like CEOs. You see, I love that we put identity in there. You guys have to have the identity that you are a strong female, male CEO of a thriving multi-million-dollar business. And if that's the mentality, goddamn, you're going to show up completely different. You're going to show up completely different. So these are the reasons why people will not make it in this business. So my ask to you guys is, who will still be here in 2 years from now? And I want to pause there for a quick second. Throw your hand up, throw an emoji up. Give me some type of reaction, because I'll tell you what, 2 years from now, I want to be in this business. Maybe the capacity looks a little bit different. I just know that I'm going to be in this business. I got asked to be a keynote yesterday in Niagara Falls in August. They're like, oh, we have dancing robots. It's this AI summit. I'm like, I'm in, right? But like, I'm just so excited to be in this business. Why won't you be a statistic? And what's different about you? And I want somebody or a couple people to answer one of these questions or all of these questions. Why won't you be a statistic? And what's different about you? And what ensures your longevity in this business when 87% of the people won't make it? When you look at people on this screen, like Chris Barsenis has been in this game for 15 plus years, right? What ensures his longevity? Why is he still in this game? Why does he still come to coaching? There's not been a time where I have not seen Chris on camera. What are you willing to do that the agent next to you won't? What are you willing to do that they won't? And who in this room will you call your accountability partner starting today? Who's on this call right now that shows up, that you see their face and be like, it's going to be you, Ashley. Hey, listen, can I call you on Thursdays? Cool. Can I call you on Tuesdays? Cool. Can I call you on Monday? Who's going to be that person that doesn't hold you accountable to their agenda or my agenda or the brokerage's agenda? It's what you said was important. Because if you told somebody that something was important to you and they love you enough, they're going to hold you accountable to that. Girl, homie, didn't you tell me you're slipping, dog? You are slipping. I'm not going to sugarcoat that shit. You are slipping. So I want a couple people to get involved in this conversation. And I want you guys to take 1, 2, 3, 4, answer them all. I don't care, take one of them, but I want somebody to get involved in this conversation. Who's going to be here in 2 years? Who will still be here in 2 years? So I need some reactions. Use the reaction button down below. Put your hand up. I want to see it, and I want to ask you guys, I want to get involved in this conversation. There we go on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. I love it. So we're going to start out. Ladies first, we'll go to Ashley, then we'll go to Emily, and then we'll go to Dee Bledsoe. Ashley Gurovich. Am I saying Gurovich?
Gurovich. Good morning. So why will I not be a statistic? I use a project management system. There is never a client I meet that will not be put into the machine, which means it snowballs. So I've been doing this for 12 months. I now have 40 follow-ups to do on a daily basis, and I'm having to get help or hire help to impersonate me from my phone to do my follow-ups, and I can see it snowballing. So that's just going to continue over the years. So I definitely will not be a statistic.
I love this. I absolutely love it. All right, let's go. Emily, first ever Keep It Moving group coaching session. It's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. What do you have for them?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for a hot second, and I'll be.
Sorry. Emily, did you have your hand up? I'm sorry. I saw another
no.
Emily.
Are there two Emilys? I'm so sorry. No,
but hey, listen. What? No. The mic is hot, girl. Go ahead. The mic is hot. It's your turn. Go ahead. Take it, Emily Otto.
I'm so sorry. See, this is me being a total rookie. I'm not going to stop. So I'll be transparent. I've been dipping a little bit, and I know it's 100% me. But the cool thing about this business is you can get right back on and just keep going. So that's where I'm at, being around positive people, putting in the work. And so sorry, Emily, other Emily.
It is all good. Like I said, everyone has a voice. Everyone has a contribution. Let's go, Ms. Alvera. Let's hear from you, my friend. Why are you going to be here in 2 years? What separates you? What are you going to do differently to ensure that you have that longevity in this game? Let's roll.
Yeah, I'm already coming up on my 4th year of having my real estate license. I've just been doing property management for the past couple of years. So I really am motivated to, get to the next level in my degree of a real estate license. And I know CRMs, I know the network around here in my community. And with you guys putting a brand new office in my hometown, like, this is just going to be so much more exciting to meet all the rest of the girls in the area. And like, I come from sorority in like college and everything. So I'm just so excited to make new connections with everyone around my area.
I love it. Listen, it's a big opportunity for all of us. And we're all about just building a community, my friend. So I really appreciate you sharing. So let's go over to Tanisha, then we'll go over to Dee Bledsoe, then we'll go over to Brianna. So let me know if you want me to bring the questions back up, but I think you know where you're at. So let me hear from you, Tanisha.
Yeah, so I plan to be here because I'm continuing the grind and I'm figuring things out. And yesterday, some light bulbs went off. I did an open house yesterday and it was super, super quiet. And I was just dancing around the open house. I had my good tripod. I said, you know what? Let me put a video out that really speaks to my personality. And I am loving the reaction because this video I put out yesterday, I made it the open house and I'm getting such good feedback. So what's going to keep my longevity is learning how to really embrace being myself, because you can't be anybody else, number one. And it really helped at the open house. The last hour, I was already fired up from dancing around the house, and I got a new beautiful lead. So I will be following up right after this call.
You know what? I love it, my friend. I love it because when you're there, it is like being in a really, really healthy relationship, right? Because I've asked this question, but let me ask it again. How many of you have been in a shitty relationship? Please raise your hand. Yeah. How many of you are still in a shitty relationship? No, okay. I'm not going to get anyone in trouble. But you see, when you're in a shitty relationship, you can't really be yourself. You can't be quirky and weird and different and nerdy and just be yourself. And then you leave that person, you find yourself with somebody that just gets all of your intrinsic qualities. And like, that's your person. Like, you know what? I can grow old with you. We can just be weird and we can be silly. And she laughs at all my shit that nobody else laughs at. a healthy relationship. I feel like when you could just be yourself and not conform, my friend, you are set free. So I love that for you, TT. Let's go D Bledsoe. Then we'll go over to Brianna and we're going to shift gears. We're going to talk specifically about open house strategies. Let's go D Bledsoe. You're saying some really good stuff. I know it is. It's poetic.
But you weren't hearing a thing. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. No, sometimes I ask myself that question, why will I be here in another year or two? And when I ask that question, I tend to get reminders of it. And I just wanted to give a testimony to that. A couple days ago, I got an email from a past client. I left the hospital the day that my younger daughter was born to go show this client. My wife is like, "You're not doing anything here. Go handle business." Showed this client, put in a couple offers. She ended up canceling her surge, said she was moving to New York. I got an email 2 days ago. She wants to relocate back to California. She's gotten married, but they want to pay $2 million for a house now. That's the threshold of their purchase. They want to buy before they move back to California. It's been 5 years, and I've been nurturing this client. And now she came back. She's like, "You left a really good impression. I really liked how we worked together." And so, long story short, it was just a great reminder of value and how people see you. And Tanisha just reminded me of that, because even though she's new, that energy is felt. And I'm sure that her clients remember her and will remember her because of that energy. And we may not necessarily look at ourselves like that, but how other people see you, they tend to come back and remind you. Another piece of evidence, I was working an open house on Friday. Client came through and he was like, "Hey, what's the benefit of working with my agent?" And so I broke it down to him, and he was like, "Well, the agent just has me going to open houses and I don't really know." And I'm like, without trying to undercut, I'm like, you got to have somebody that's working for you and actually working for the money that they're going to get paid. And he was really into it. And then obviously ended up entertaining me as possibly representing them for their purchase. So again, just doing right by people and making sure the energy and the connection is right will assure you some longevity. And I've got proof of that. Even in the slow moments, again, you'll get reminders.
Man, I love this. Listen, if a consumer ever asks you that, like, they would never, if they were working with you, they would never ask another person that. That's how I look at it. Like, if you're working with me, you would never ask that question. What's the benefit? So that agent is obviously not doing their job. Good stuff, D Bledsoe. So let's go to Chicken Mom, aka Brianna. What do you have for us, my friend? Top of the morning to you.
Good morning, everybody. So my whole life has been trying not to be a statistic. So definitely I am not going to be one in real estate. I started off a little bit as that because my first year I didn't do any deals. I didn't complete any deals. So I have lost a little momentum in the last couple months, and I got on coaching calls, personal coaching calls, and I am getting it completely back, sticking to my schedule, and I am not going to be a statistic in real estate. And I will be here in 5 years because I love what I do. And my last transaction solidified that because it tested my patience. But getting a first-time home buyer, the situation was very difficult, into a home. I mean, that's what I'm here for. I love it. I'm coming up on the anniversary of buying my house, which will make me cry, because that was just such a life-changing experience for me and my daughter, that I want to continue giving that to people, because I really truly do believe that if that opportunity is available to you, that with the right team, it can happen. And I want to keep delivering that. So I'm not going to be a statistic. No matter if I have the hard days or not, I'm going to keep going.
All right, you guys, let's give everybody some love, some light, some positive energy. Everyone that just shared, I'm with you guys on that. So you just have to ask yourself that question. You got to remind yourself of that question and be clear with your answer, you guys. Who will still be here in 2 years? Why won't you be a statistic, and what's different about you? What ensures your longevity, and what are you willing to do that the next person is not? And be very, very clear on that. So a couple things I wanted to share with you guys once again before we get into open houses. But let me just pause for a second. You guys, there's 47 people on this call this morning, and not a single one of you has to be here. I don't say you have to be at coaching. You get to come to coaching, and you want to be here, you want to contribute, you want to have your camera on, you want to participate, you want to grow. This is an opportunity for you, right? It's not this is not new to us. We've been going on now 6 years of doing coaching, and it started out with no name, and now it's an entity, and it's a force. And so I just want to say thank you guys on a Monday morning for you guys being here and being ready to roll. So a couple things I want to share with you guys. If you missed it last week, I want to make sure that you guys have these follow-up scripts. So I want to make sure, boom. All right, cool. So as we're working the database, as we're cleaning things up, you guys might want to take a screenshot of this. I gave you guys the workbook last week, but there's so much information in it. This is your opportunity just to grab some really, really cool things. The database cleanup. As you're going into old leads that have been in the system for a while, if you're with our brokerage or not, there's usually a pond that you can have access to where you can go in and tap into some older leads. And so the opener is very simple. Hello, this is Elias. We're cleaning up our database. Did you ever happen to purchase that home in Berkeley? And then you go through this. Congratulate them, or what's got you putting your plans on hold, or when you originally were looking for that home in Berkeley, what was your goal and then what changed, right? Take them back. And then the question, always the question, what are some of the challenges, Tanisha, that you're facing in today's market? Whatever that challenge is, I want you to prescribe a solution. So I wanted to make sure that you guys saw this again, because I want to encourage you guys to get out there and make some calls this week. Now, I also put this rent versus own math. I just wanted to put it in a way that was a little bit more visual for you guys. You guys can take this, do your own math based on rents that the consumer will pay every single month, equate that to a year, what they will pay for annual appreciation, put your number in specific to your market, and then the average that they have built in wealth or not built in wealth. And like Jeff said last week, they're paying down on the principal. And so they're truly, truly building wealth. But let's go into this. I want to go into our open house pipeline and making sure that we're following up with our open house leads. And I want to hear from you guys. So I want you guys to turn every open house into a year-round pipeline. What I mean is that people are going to these open houses and they're meeting a bunch of agents. The agent that's actually going to make them stop their scroll, connect with them, and really bring them into their world, and then follow up with them until they actually purchase the home with them. Those are the people who are going to win. So many of us will go out, we'll say, kids, mommy has to leave for the next 4 hours. I'll be back. I'm going to go and work this open house. We go and work the open house, we put out our signs, we get some leads, and then we don't follow up with them accordingly, right? And we miss an opportunity. And then we wait a little bit of time for whatever reason, and then we feel guilty, and then we don't follow back up with them. Happens all the time, you guys. We put ourselves in a vicious cycle. So 2 to 4 hours, follow up within 2 to 4 hours right after the open house. As soon as that open house is done, you are sitting on the porch, you are sitting in the kitchen, and you guys are going to create your videos and send them out to people. 7 times. Leads contact within 1 hour are 7 times more likely to qualify and to close. And 98% of people, text open rate, lead with text, support with video. You guys, if we are not following a cadence and a system and a flow every single time, then you're running a business by chance. Every single thing should be calculated. It should have a flow. And 3 to 5 times personalized videos get text, 3 to 5 times higher response than just text alone. It's really, really hard not to open someone's video, watch it, and if you have somewhat of a pulse and a heart, to respond to that person accordingly. Let me let one more person in the room. My hope is that we can get to 50, but we are at 49. Capture and qualify every sign-in. Listen, note, build rapport, and follow up same day, no expectations. Listen, you guys, I know that you want to get into the office on a Monday and start your follow-up. I believe that that follow-up should be done that night. But same day follow-up sequence. What I want you guys to do is I want you to really figure out and listen to what people love about the property. And I want you guys to use that in your follow-up. During the open house, we observe and note. Well, this means that you have to start categorizing conversations. You have to start filing those conversations in your mind. Okay, Anderson's white shirt, little baby, wonderful. Okay, they love this about the house. So when you follow up with them, it's not just, hi, just checking in. You came by to 123 Main Street today. Yeah, I just want to see, is that a house that you would want to put an offer on? No, has to have substance, has to have depth. So note one specific thing: kitchen, yard, school district, layout. This becomes your personalization hook. So you're keeping notes, whether it's in your phone, whether it's on a piece of paper, whatever, but that's going to be part of your follow-up. When you follow up with a personalized text, hey, Tanisha, great meeting you today at 123 Main Street. You mentioned that you love that living room, the backyard. I have 3 other properties with the same exact feature. Want me to send them over and set up some VIP tours for you, right? Because isn't part of your hook is, did you like this property? Wonderful. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Our team comes across off-market opportunities. Would you like for me to send that to you and set up some tours? That should be part of the flow. That should be a part of the flow no matter what brokerage you're with. Same day in the evening, record a quick video, show your face, reference something specific about your conversations. Tanisha, hey, it's Elias. Hey, listen, I know that you're probably out busy. Thank you for coming by 123 Main Street. What you told me that you loved about this house was this, this, and this. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Listen, I got some really cool stuff that I just found out about another property right down the road. Give me a call back. Whatever it is, you personalize that message with something that you learned about them at that open house. Then you send an email. Send market data for that target area. List 2 to 3 listings that match what they told you. Subject is the neighborhood. Oakland Hills, Montclair, San Francisco, the Mission, wherever it is. And here's what I found for you, okay? And then, let me go back. And then this is your 5 to 7 day follow-up. Hey, Tanisha, just following up on the listings I sent. Did any catch your eye? I also want to make sure I understand exactly what you were looking for. I'm setting up my VIP tours for today and tomorrow. What time do you guys want to go out there and see more properties? Constantly. But if we just followed this system here, we would probably go on more appointments. We probably would convert more leads. But what we don't do is we don't systematize it and we don't optimize it the way that it should be. And you guys, we are in our follow-up season right now. Buyers are out. They need somebody that's going to persist, somebody that has value, and that's you. So the video text is very, very simple. Here's your script for it or your framework for it. Stop overthinking it. Because if you sent me a video after going to open houses all day, then I would, and no one else did, I'm probably going to go with you. I'm just probably going to go with you, right? You're just doing it right here from your phone. You're not overthinking it. But my hair, oh my God, I've been at the open house all day. So what? Sit there and make the video. Let's go to you, Heather. You threw your hand up. Okay, find that. There it is.
Difficult. I don't want to interrupt you. You're in a flow. I was going to add to when you're done.
Please. No, please just go now.
Well, the reason I was just connecting with it because literally right now I have some buyers that live in Texas that want to purchase a home in Mountain House. So I did a video tour for them. So literally right now it's just doing that above and beyond, by expressing your value, going and doing the things that most people won't. So for instance, I'm texting the client the mellow roofs on a home. All of Mountain House has mellow roofs, but what are the mellow roofs specifically for this property? And so it's just that little follow-up and paying attention to things like that, like knowing that ahead of time, looking it up, pulling up the property profile, and doing the calculations to figure out what the mellow roofs are as opposed to somewhere else. So it's those little extra things, that little above and beyond that people are going to appreciate and notice.
Yeah, here's what I love about this, the fact that you would even do that. But I would even go a step further. Hey guys, I just want to make this quick video for you about Mello-Roos. Not sure if you know what that is, but I just want to give you a quick verbal definition of what that is. Also, I put a link in this text message, and let me know if you have any more questions about that. That's not, I promise you, not everyone's doing that style of video. Heather, really, really good stuff. Let's go to Brandy Alfonso. My friend, what do you have? Good to see you and the boys out on the field. That look really, really cool. Brandy, what do you have for us, my friend?
Side note to that, they argued in the car driving just now that there's a Coach Elias, and Coach Ezra said, well, what about Coach Ezra? So he's calling you Coach Ezra, and Elias is calling you Coach Elias.
Okay. Just say Coach E, make it easy for everybody.
Yeah. So anyways, but to that sentiment, going back to the original question and tying it into this open house series and just working with clients in general is having to stay relevant. Because that's where we lose our clients. There's no relevance. And that's where you become a statistic. You fall off the charts. There's no relevance there. So if you're doing the videos and the follow-up, I had great thoughts, and as you were speaking and everyone else, that's just what came to my mind. And it's like, as much as, some don't want to be salespeople or anything like that. I went to the mall last week. And it made me laugh thinking and tying this into real estate. If you guys have ever been to the mall and the people that are the booths in the middle of the mall, right? How many times do you get stopped? And they do not care that you are trying to catch up with somebody ahead of you, that you're leaving the mall. No, they do not care. They make themselves so relevant. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I always get stuck at the hair booth. They want to put the oil in my hair, and then they comment how pretty my eyes are, and come here, just sit 1 second. Let me, and I always laugh. The girls go, Mom, you always get sucked in. And it's not that I'm going to purchase anything, because already in my head, I'm like, I don't have time for this. I'm not purchasing anything. I just spent my money at the mall with my teenager. But the fact that they are annoying and you get trapped. And so if we use that scenario in real estate, is we're not annoying. We are the know-it-alls, whether or not we know it all. They are coming to us for information. And if we're not staying relevant, dishing anything out, whether it's the Mello-Roos, whether it's the new listing that opened up down the street, whether it's staying connected to then reach the goal of their home journey.
Listen, you guys, I if you're not reading, if you're not looking at economic update, if you don't know the big companies that are moving in, if you don't know how many homes the builders are building over the course of the next 5 years, where are the new schools, where are the new parks, where's the new coffee shops, like, you're not staying relevant. That is of the utmost importance. And I remember when I was young, one of my first sales jobs was working a mall, and I would work a booth, and the booth was John Robert Powers. Want to be a model? Want to be an actor? So I had to stop people walking by, like, excuse me, miss, have you ever thought about being an actress? Have you ever thought about being a model? And I would get them to sign up, and they would come into the office, and they would come into a presentation, and then the parents would get sold on $2,500 worth of acting lessons. I remember that distinctly, and I had to do that for hours. So Brandy, really, really good stuff. But I want to open this up to you guys. I'm going to share my screen right now. So I want to open up to you guys. You guys are out there in the trenches. You guys are there. You guys are having unique conversations. You guys are knowing what's working. And so I want to hear from you guys, like, what's working at your open houses? We've heard a couple things so far, but what's the one question you ask that always opens up a real conversation? Like, that is you're a gunslinger. When you ask that question, you always get really good feedback. Is it the energy that you bring to it? Is it the way you make people feel? You make them smile. It's, oh my God, come on in, welcome. Is it your greetings? Is it your salutations? How have you used video in the past to follow up after an open house, and what happened? What were the responses? And what's your best script for converting a neighbor who walked in? I just want to hear from you guys. I want to get some dialogue around this. We'll spend the next 16 minutes on this. And then, how are you currently capturing sign-ins, and what's your sign-ins, and what's your gap? Like, what's actually working for you? And then where's the gap, and where are you missing people? And so I want to open up to you guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to have an open conversation, open dialogue about this. And I'll pause because I want to get at least 3 people in the queue to share. Answer any of these questions here because this is super, super important. We want to have real-time strategies, real-time conversations about what you guys are doing in the field and in the moment. So let's go Philip, then we'll go Ilana, then we'll go back up to Chicken Mom, and anybody else that has a contribution, throw your hands up, you guys. I want your voices on this. Let's go.
Yeah, so I had 2 open houses over the weekend. One of them was this big property in Livermore. And I like to start off greeting everyone personally. I shake their hand, I welcome them in, and then I provide them something of value. I let them know specific details about the property, square footage, whether it's on a septic tank or if it's zoned agriculturally. I let them know everything up front. And then my sign-in process is I have an electronic sign-in sheet, but I sign in for them so that I get to know them. I ask them their name, their phone number, and then from there, I save it. And then it saves everyone in that specific open house, and then it automatically uploads into a CSV file, and then I follow up with them right after the open house. So that's what I did this past weekend, and so far it's working out great.
Philip, where do you feel that you get the most resistance? Is there any part of the conversation where you feel like you're getting the most friction or pushback?
Yeah, so I had one person come in, and as they were putting on their shoe covers, she asked me, "What's this property going for?" And I told them what the price was, and she took off her shoe covers and walked away. And I said, "Wait, let me tell you why it's this high, right? There's comparables in the area that other homes have sold in the area," and she didn't want to hear it. She turned around and she left. It wasn't what she was looking for. She just happened to stop by because she saw my signs. But it was not in her price point. I wanted to give her value of other properties in the area that were lower, but she wasn't having it. So that was one of the biggest pushbacks that I got. Nothing really I could do. I tried to offer value, but she declined it.
And at the end of the day, man, that one was out. If she's not even willing to listen to you, you can control only what you can control. So good stuff, good share. I appreciate it. Let's go to Ilana. Ilana, what's working for you right now? Conversation. Is there a key phrase that you've always used that has captured the most amount of conversations with people? Share with us. Ilana going once, Ilana going twice. We'll come back to Ilana in a moment. Brianna. I was going to say Brandy Tejeda. We'll come back. All right, Jeff, what do you have for us?
Oh, hey, I was actually at Philip's open house with him for just a stretch. And after he talked there, I wanted to chime in and I would kind of sit back in the cut a little bit and listen to him on a couple people about what he was talking with. And did a fantastic job. And really, you could hear the tools that he got from that open house event that we did a few weeks ago, and using that and just asking those open-ended questions, keeping them engaged. People would try and walk away. He wouldn't let them walk away without continuing to find out more about them and their story, tell them about the house. It just was very engaging. And you could see that people kind of let down their guard after a minute because, I don't know, they probably put up your guard at first, but as you get comfortable, you start answering the questions and finding out more about it. So I just thought he had, probably come a long way. I hadn't been in an open house with him before, but I could see a lot of the tools that we talked about in that open house, him using.
Let's go. Hey, Philip, way to apply, bro. Listen, coaching's about applying and then putting your spin on it, right? You guys are all given the playbook, and it's about your opportunity to go out there and execute it at a high level. So, Philip, great to hear. Thank you for sharing, Jeff. Let's go to Brandy Tejeda. That's what I said earlier. Let's go, Chicken Mom. What do you got for him? You're still on mute.
No, I'm not.
You're back on mute, but let's cut your camera because it's a little spotty, okay? All right, we're having some delays there.
Is that working now?
That's way better. Let's roll. Let's keep rolling. You're good.
Okay. So I'm gonna kick your butt about the Brandy Tejeda. I heard that. For open houses, for signing in, I had always had my tablet set up and I would have them sign in or I would sign in for them. Brandy actually had started handing them the phone with follow-up boss open, just to enter them right in. So I took that cadence and started using it at open houses. I hand them my phone, not everybody's cup of tea, but I hand them my phone and have them follow up or sign in right into my follow-up boss. And then, you follow up from there. So
Okay, I love this. Okay, cool. I love this because someone's like, well, I probably never thought about that, right? I said this a couple weeks ago. Are you Gmail or are you Yahoo? Are you 415 or are you 510? And someone's like, oh, I haven't done that approach and it works. So really good stuff, BT. I appreciate it. Let's go to Chris and we'll go to Jessica. And I think Alana I think she hopped back on. She logged off and logged back on. But Chris, being a veteran, bro, like what are some things that have always stood the test of time? What works for you at the open houses?
Yeah, I do open house just about every weekend. I did one Saturday and Sunday. And what works for me is, right when they come in, I just introduce myself and let them know, take a look around, let them know I have questions. Before they leave, I always got to get their opinion. And just ask them, so what do you think about the property? Any feedback, good or bad? I would love to know. And they'll open up and let me know what they like or dislike about it. Then I come into how long they've been shopping for a home. And they'll let me know, and then we'll talk and just connect. And then the last thing I ask: are you currently working with a broker that's finding opportunities for you? And then so pretty much out of 5 people that came in, I got 3 people that contact information. Right during that spill, they gave me everything. I took notes on my phone, asking all the questions. What's your what are you pre-approved for? What exactly are your what your needs and wants, boom, boom. And they appreciate me asking the thorough questions while I'm there, standing right in the living room. And then one had an agent, but she was like, I don't know if I'm really happy with him. I did sign something. I told her, well, you have 90 days. Why don't you check on if that 90 days is up? And feel free to give me a call back. And one was just standoffish. We weren't vibing, so I just let him go. But just be a human. I mean, there's not really much more to say,
Yeah, Chris. No, it's really good to hear from you, man. I appreciate this because here's what consumers are looking for. They're looking for you to say the same thing that everyone else says. Yeah, same thing. We went to that open house. Hi, welcome in, right? Are you working with an agent? Do you have a lender? Fuck, same shit. You can't come with something original, right? How you like them apples? You should come with something original. You should connect with people. Hi, from the moment that you say hello and welcome them into the space, it should feel different, you guys. You are purple cows. We are not the black and white and brown cows. It should feel different. When they come to your open house, they're going to feel that energy. Wow, she was different than anybody else we met. Gosh darn it, they were. So appreciate that, Chris. Let's go over to Jess Ross and then we'll go over to Ilana. I think we got that situation worked out. Thank you for hopping back on. Let's go, Jess. What do you have for us, my friend?
Just real quick, when I did open houses, how I would get their numbers, and I'm the most unorganized person, so take this as a grain of salt. But I'd have a sheet there that gives the very least amount of info that I could possibly give, and then just say, hey guys, I'd love to send you a digital sheet just as a breakdown of all the info for the property. And I would just have my phone out and I say, what's your cell phone? I'll text it to you real fast. And then I have their message, their phone number, and now they have all my info, and it was just as easy as that. But I just make it real smooth. Let me just go ahead and send you a digital, printout of all the details with your cell phone real fast, and then that was it. So easy peasy.
Yeah, literally just pulling out the phone, you guys, and just looking away. It's just like I do this every day. Yeah. And like it's the nonchalant that always work in this game. It always works in this game. I appreciate your contribution, Jess. Really good stuff. Let's go over to Ilana. Ilana, things that you say, conversation or questions that you've always asked that lead to really good conversations. What do you got for us, my friend?
I actually take a completely different approach. And after I introduce myself and I get their full name, the first thing I ask them is to build their dream house. I don't even talk about the house that I'm in because my assumption is actually that they're not there to buy that house, because 99% of the people who walk in the door are not there to buy that house. They're there to buy a house, but they're not buying that house. Only one person is. So I want to know what they're looking for. And if that house isn't it, then we can go into other things that I might know of. But I would say 75% of the time, they actually roll their eyes up to the left and they start thinking and they go, wow, nobody's asked me that before. I have to really think about that. I don't know. And if they don't know, then you now can go and consult with them and help them discover that. But it breaks down the I'm here to see the house, don't bother me. And it puts them in sort of a child. Sorry, I'm in my cabinets right now, taking my cabinet doors off.
Okay.
I have to go get them all measured because I'm getting new ones. Yay. It gets them into sort of a dream state. They literally do this. I'm going to see if I can get low enough into my camera. They literally do this. Well, build me your dream house. Tell me everything you want in a house, even if you think you can't get it, because the more you tell me, the more I can help you. You want more help? And they go, yeah, of course. And they go, well, that's a really good question. I don't know. And then you can start asking them the questions. When you drive up to your house, what do you want to see? And I'm in San Francisco. So do you want to see Victorian? Do you want to see modern? Do you like mid-century? And they go, oh, we really like mid-century. And I'm thinking, well, you're not in a mid-century house. What the heck are you doing here? Now I have a direction to take them. Okay, so when you're looking out your front window in your living room, what do you want to see? And they're like, trees. We want to see green. Well, you're on a block with no greenery. What are you doing here? Now I have another piece, right? And I go through a whole series of lifestyle related questions. If you've been on these calls with me before, you know it's about psychological profiling, right? So I want to get the lifestyle that they're looking for. The house is almost irrelevant once you land the lifestyle. So the dream house is every single one goes, oh, good question. I don't know. And that is really, for me, the clincher that gets so many people appointments. And then as they're working through that, right when they come to the conclusion, say, I can help you get more if I know more. So let's set up an appointment. I'm available on X day or X day at X time or X time. What works for you? And they literally book an appointment with me. I don't walk out of an open house without 2 buyer appointments every single time, because I'm just under the assumption they're all there to say no and they're not there to buy that house, which means they are easy pickings for me. And I built my entire business on open house over 15 years.
Love this. Ilana, thank you for your contribution per usual. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody else. Let's go. H-Mom, you're going to be the last contribution. Rapid fire, my friend, and then I'm going to wrap session. Let's go.
Property feedback forms. I always have them out there. I say, your opinion matters. I'd like to know what you think about the house. This helps us, whether or not we're priced right, whatever you like about the house, what you don't like about this is all great feedback for my sellers. And also there's a little portion down there if you want to leave me your number. Maybe this house isn't right for you, but I talk to you. I'd like to give you a call and maybe get a little bit more information about what you're looking for. And the key thing too is always snacks and snacks for the kids. If you have some good snacks and the kids stop and everybody's great, that leaves a good opportunity to talk. As you know, and I've said this before, I always bake cookies for my open houses. And then I have the recipe on a card with my information on it. So, maybe they don't leave their number. Hopefully I try to, engage, get more information, let them know that their opinion matters. But if they don't leave their number, at least they're taking my recipe home with my information on it. And it's something they're going to bust out next time they make cookies. So, that's always a good little thing that I do.
I absolutely love this. And listen, you guys, I think that if we can build off of this dream home, like tell us your dream home, and every single room they go into, there's a little stand. It has a QR code on it. And below it says, maybe you weren't able to catch it in the original conversation, and say, hey, tell us what your dream home is. And it goes to a type form and they fill that out. Hey, want access to off-market properties? Hit this QR code. It goes right to you and you capture that. So there's so many ways that even when they're in the rooms, oh, there's a QR code there. There's a QR code there. There's one in the bathroom. Shit. You're not leaving there without getting somebody's contact information. My hope is that you're booking for an appointment. So really good session today. Let's go over to TT. I want to go to you, my friend. One key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today. And Otis, I see you, big dog. Good to have you on, my friend. Let's go, TT. One key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today. Let's roll.
I think it was Rihanna that said, we are the know-it-alls if we don't know it all. I absolutely love that. I take that away and I'm like, that's right. I am the know-it-all, even if I don't know it all. So that is my takeaway, but we have tons of little gems. So I love how everybody added something because I'm taking a lot from everyone.
Well, I appreciate you, my friend. Otis, let's go to you, my man. Wrap up session for us. One key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today.
My mind was blown about the straight to the follow up boss. Like that's player. Like I think I'm gonna have to implement that. Maybe not the phone. Maybe I'll have the iPad. That makes it a little probably easier and it'll be way bigger. I usually do no cards. People always like, oh, because when I got really good conversation, I usually do no cards because they're like, oh, you don't have a card? I said, yeah, I do have cards, but I don't like to just be an implement in your wallet that you'll forget. So can I put your phone number directly down? Is this it directly? I used to tell Jacob and I tell Gary and all my mentees and people that I work with directly, like make sure you have that direct line, like actually send an email right there before they leave or text them. That way, you know, you don't have a false number. Cause I hate that shit when I do the follow up and it's a no active number or a kickback. And then, yeah, it was just really good gems from the open houses. I would say about the neighbor part though, it's always good to do the before. Cause when you do it the day before or day of, you invite the neighbors and you already know you got a strong presence when they come. And I always say, hey, why don't you just come be nosy, you know, come be nosy. When they leave, I ask them like, hey, what does this house have that yours doesn't? So I can give feedback to the listing agent and then the people that come there. I love it because I always seem to have the neighbors come in my open houses and I always use them as a teacher or as a co-agent, like, hey, like, see, look, they have this over there. Their house doesn't have this view, has that. So maybe we can use that in a selling point. So I always walk away at least 2 to 3 people, no matter if it's, you know, if it is just 3 people, 5, 7, 3. I don't know why 3 is like my lucky number, but I just think that was just all positive feedback from everybody. There's stuff that I'm always going to have to look into because shit, being 5 years in, I learned about 3 or 4 things, but I was like, wow, that was pretty good. But yeah, Brandy and Brianna, they definitely got that code. That's code. I'm using that.
I love it, man. Well, it's good to see your face, my friend. Thanks for being here. Listen, you guys, let's have an amazing week. Move the needle in your business. Do your follow-ups, work your database. No lead goes untouched, and do what you need to do to move the needle in your business. It's Monday, you guys. Go to work. Okay, this is your work week has started. Go to work. Have an amazing week. Move the needle in your business. And as always, my friends, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision to make today and this week a day and week that truly, truly matters for your loved ones. Peace.